Hello, sunflowers. Quick disclaimer before we start, do not send any hate to the following parties mentioned, and the topics about this video will be about mukbangs, eating, no swallowing an ed, waste of food, take breaks and rest whenever you need to. This video is all about my personal opinions. Now let's begin today's video. Everybody has seen and heard of mukbangs, right? I mean, who hasn't? They are a very big trend ever since. Blew up in the late 2023 or something. Mukbangs were really fun to watch because whenever you were hungry, bored, or literally anything, you would watch them. As someone who was hungry but too lazy, I watched mukbangs. They never go overrated. Until there is a recent controversy going on, maybe it confirmed in 2024, that's where all of the commotion started. Mukbangers getting hate for not swallowing food and wasting food. As somebody who loves mukbangs, I don't want to watch somebody eating food that looks so good and doesn't swallow it and waste it. I mean, I think you would say the same. Not only is it wasting, it's just selfish and mean. The fact that people notice now is because it started recently. The not swallowing and wasting food started recently, and back then, people wouldn't really not swallow their food, but that's not confirmed by me. People would say in the comment section of the mukbangers' videos, they're not swallowing or there are cuts. They say there are cuts because they think they cut the swallowing part and throw it out. I mean, you don't know that, right? But I understand. There's also a recent trick or truth. I don't know, false video going around where these mukbangers make a video about the reason why I cut my videos in my personal opinion. I think of it as an excuse and a escape the mukbangers have found from the haters saying there are cuts. Maybe some of them are true, of course, but plenty of them are maybe lies, you know? The problem is not just the swallowing, wasting food. It's also the fact that people hate on the mukbangers that make the video for no reason. For example, these people will hate on a fat mukbanger because they're eating fast food and they're fat, you know? That's shameful because the amount of pain you're sending to the mukbanger is abnormal. And here it goes worse. This mukbanger who's skinny, people don't hate her. Just because she's skinny? I mean, what? That's just so odd. Like, what on earth? I don't understand these bullies. Nobody does. Now, let me continue about the not swallowing and wasting food topic. This has been going very viral. Many mukbangers have been exposed for not swallowing, maybe assumed like eat with Boki if you have heard about her. Even a girl whose bucket beside her desk gets leaked, people saying that's where she spits her food in. And heavy portions, too heavy to even consume, is recorded. That's how the mukbang trend became overrated to some people. But some mukbangers eat truthfully and do swallow their food. I honestly don't understand the problem and why this is happening. And you know, the thing that makes this whole situation so weird is how invested people get in watching these videos. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just someone eating, right? But people watch these videos like it's a sport, like it's a challenge, like it's some kind of performance they are rooting for. And then when they think the performance isn't real, it feels like betrayal. That's when the anger starts. The comments start piling up, and suddenly it's not about the content anymore. It's about trust. And on the internet, trust is so fragile. Some people say that mukbangers are doing it just for views. And yeah, maybe some are. I won't lie. The more shocking the portion, the bigger the reactions, the more people watch, the more money it makes. But I also feel like there's pressure too, you know? Like, if you're a creator and your whole job is to eat huge portions of food and keep people entertained, what happens when it's too much? You get tired, you get sick, you start thinking about ways to protect yourself without losing your audience. And that's when people might cut parts out, maybe swallow less, maybe pretend to chew more than they actually do. I'm not excusing anything, but I get why someone would feel trapped like that. And the comments, oh my God, the comments are insane sometimes. People saying things like, "You're wasting food. This is disgusting." Or, "You're lying. We can tell." Or even worse, personal attacks that have nothing to do with the eating at all. Like, "You're fat. You shouldn't eat." Or, "You're skinny. You're gross." It's so random and toxic. And the worst part is that some creators actually do eat everything, swallow everything, and they still get hate. It doesn't matter how careful you are, People will always find a reason to drag you. That's why some of these creators respond with excuses, like, I edit my videos for pacing, or I need to protect my health. But a lot of viewers don't see it that way. They just see a gap, a cut, a bite missing, and boom, they assume the worst. And I feel like there's this deeper issue here too, which is the whole food waste debate. People get upset about food being thrown away, and yeah, I get it. Food is precious. People struggle. And it hurts to see something that looks so amazing just go to waste. But then again, the mukbangers are creating a show. They're performing for an audience. And sometimes it's not realistic to eat 100 dumplings in one sitting without making yourself sick. So the lines get blurry between what's necessary for health, what's entertainment, and what's considered dishonest. Some creators like Eat with Boki, for example, really got called out for cuts in her videos. People were saying she had a bucket off to the side, maybe she was spitting food, maybe she wasn't swallowing, and that kind of speculation just spreads like wildfire. And then you see other creators where the portions are just ridiculous. You think, how is anyone going to finish that? And then people start doubting everything. But there are also creators who swallow everything, who eat everything, and they get completely ignored because the drama isn't there. People don't click on videos where everything seems normal. And that's what's so frustrating. The pressure for drama and shock has turned what used to be comforting videos into something people question constantly. And honestly, I think some of the blame goes to the audience too. Like, people get so obsessed with the idea of exposing someone, and they turn it into a game of finding mistakes. They look at cuts, at chewing, at portions, and they start assuming the worst. Some of the times, the creators aren't even doing anything wrong, but once the rumor starts, it's like wildfire. The internet amplifies it so fast that by the time a creator responds, the drama has already reached millions. And the response? Either more hate, more assumptions, or just a lot of people saying, we knew it, whether it's true or not. And then there's the other side of it, which is the mental health of the creators. You think about how exhausting it must be to be constantly under this level of scrutiny. Every bite you take is being analyzed. Every cut in your video is being questioned. Every meal you eat in front of a camera is open to criticism from strangers who don't know you personally. And for some creators, that's enough to push them to fake it a little, to protect themselves, to survive. I'm not saying that everyone does it, but I'm saying the pressure is real. And when people don't see that, when they just see fake mukbang or wasting food, they're missing the human side of the story. It's also funny in a sad way how the audience can be so divided. You have some fans defending the creators to the end, saying, leave them alone, they're human, they're doing their best, and then you have another group tearing them down for the tiniest things. And in the middle are the creators, just trying to do what they love or survive online. And honestly, it makes you wonder if the internet has made us all a little too focused on catching mistakes instead of enjoying content. And what really gets me is how fast these controversies go viral. One small comment, one small clip, and suddenly thousands of people are watching, sharing, reacting, making assumptions. It's like the speed of the internet makes us forget there's a real person behind the camera. Someone who's probably tired, stressed, maybe feeling sick, maybe just trying to do their job, and suddenly the whole world is saying they're lying or wasting food. That's a lot to handle for anyone. And the truth is, even the exposed creators often have fans defending them, saying, you're being unfair, this is normal editing, stop harassing them. But those voices get drowned out in the chaos. And the drama feeds itself, because everyone wants to feel like they caught someone in the act, like they saw the truth before everyone else. It becomes less about the content, less about the eating, and more about being part of the spectacle. I think at the end of the day, this whole situation is really about the balance between trust, entertainment, and human limits. Mukbang started as something simple and comforting, and now it's become something that some people question constantly, and some creators have to defend themselves for, and some viewers feel betrayed by, and it's all kind of messy. But if you step back, it's also a really human thing. People want authenticity. People want honesty. People want to feel like what they see is real. And the pressure on creators to deliver that while also protecting their health, their sanity, and their content is insane.